the Tomodachi Invitational. We've just been treated, if you haven't been with us earlier in the day, we've just been treated to an exceptional showcase game where the Australian Firetails commenced their training campaign up against the Tokyo Mavericks. With the Mavericks going next level to take it over the Australian women. Thoroughly enjoyed the game, and if you did miss, I would strongly encourage you to go back and watch it. You won't be disappointed. And to finish, our very last game of the tournament. Hello and welcome to the final game of the Tomodachi Invitational. We are bringing Kaos versus Spicy Chili 2. We are very lucky to have just been treated to a showcase game between the Australian Firetails, so that is the female Australian representative team, who are just at the start of their preparation for the campaign, and they played the Tokyo Mavericks, who beat them by about 3 points. So a lot of pride coming out of Tokyo. It must be said, they went next level in that game, but also a really valuable hit out for our Aussie girls as they start to prepare for Worlds. I'm joined by Avril over in Perth, who has a lot of familiarity with both these teams. So Avril, welcome, and I'll hand it over to you.
Great, thanks Andy. Yeah, great to be back on the commentary. The last game of this tournament, I played with Kaos last season, and I'm with Chile for this season, so a lot of familiar faces here. So got Danae marching up the field, a lovely upline to Jackie Matonis, looking for flow in the deep space. Ali Lim makes her go early. Oh, we're late with Maddie. So already both teams bringing out some high intensity. We've got the experienced KP who's picking up the disc, who'll be getting things off for Kaos. Through to Nikki Ma. We've got across to Mandy who's on the sideline, having a look, but Chile doing well to keep things a bit congested. I think that's Caitlin O'Day. Unfortunately, the leading away pass doesn't quite work out. So, break opportunity missed by Kaos. Ooh, Flo going across the field, but Kato picking up the scraps. Across to Danae. Again, looking at that open side to Vicky Dunmore with those long limbs. Plucks it out of the air, fakes a big. And then goes for the upline for Danae. Well done on that dump cut. Flo pointing, she wants it. She's also got Tash on the back side, but let's go for Jackie, who dives to save it, but just bounces off the chest onto the ground. So fast and furious today, it seems like the name of the game. Things are moving very quickly for Chile.
Yeah, this being the last game of the tournament, any gas that's left in the tank, now's the time to use it. And you certainly saw that with Chile's intensity coming in off the pool reception. So in for a good game.
Yeah, so Ali Lim wants it out of there, goes straight away for the huck, which is chopped off by Jackie and Chile. Again, we're coming the other way. Chile racing down the field, getting in position. She's looking for a dump now. And Kaeda goes up line. And to Maddie Phillips, again, just a little bit low for her to pick up off the knees there. So some good defensive pressure from both sides to start off the game. We've got KP picking up. Experienced handler, spent a lot of time in Melbourne actually, and played with Bauhaus and Mish Phillips for many years before returning back to her native WA. Oh, Nikki Ma goes up with Flo hot on her heels. Flo manages to get the disc down and picks it up to get things going quickly for Chile. Oh, that swing to Kato just makes it, and across the field to Mickey Dunmore. Again, the upline to Kato, she was going to bid. Oh, didn't need to. Too fast. She comes back. Again on this sideline, looking for the open channel. We've got Tash Langston who bid, manages to keep her toes in. Just waiting for the play to evolve. Got Mickey coming up line. Ooh, and that poke from Mandy did put a bit of pressure, but Mickey too good and slots that first goal for Spicy Chili.
Yeah, and Avril, you mentioned KP, and originally, I wasn't actually aware she was originally from WA. I only knew her once she was with Lee Baker over here in Melbourne. But a fun fact, KP and Thea from Chile grew up in the same town.
That's right, Minganyu.
And that town, Minganyu, Now, for those who haven't heard of Minginyu, I don't blame you, because it is 383 k's north of Perth, and it has a whopping population of 249 people.
Yeah, it's not the biggest place, so if you're somewhat familiar with WA, Minginyu is in the Midwest region, and the closest regional town is Geraldton. So if that helps you, Geraldton being about 5 hours drive from Perth in the north direction.
Yeah. So 2 people playing Frisbee in a town of 249, that's pretty much, what's that, a 1.75 penetration rate of Frisbee players per capita. So, it's almost the national or the predominant sport in Minginyu.
Yeah, we might have to see what's happening in the grassroots over there. Must be something in the water. And we've got a big look to Jen. Annie Jessup putting it up. Jen reading that very well. A quick flip to Jill. Not quite in. Looking for Jen with that 7 cut. And she's just waiting for everyone to come back. Back to Annie Jessup. Safe hands. And across to Jill. Well done, Jill. She has been dominating for Kaos this weekend. We've seen her on a couple of live streams yesterday, doing it on both sides of offense and on defense, and looking to have a really good game, really nice early start for Jill too.
Yeah, a lot of patience, a lot of discipline. We have seen this weekend teams kind of turn it in the red zone in that last 10 metres, but even though there was a lot of excitement, long discs, every throw was really, really safe. Two-hand clap catches for all of those. Nothing too risky.
So it remains on serve 1-1 early in the piece. Interestingly, Kaos and Chile have played a lot of times together over the last few years at national tournaments. I think on average at least twice per tournament. So quite familiar with each other, and might stem a little bit from, you can see Sarah Brereton there, who's just kneeling in front of the end zone, and Mish Phillips. They have been Australian representatives together, as well as Australian representative team coaches together. So Tomodachi indeed, stemming interstate between B and Mish. And we've got Nikki Ma looking for a big pull. She's got a fair bit of float on that. Disc is received by Jackie. Onwards to Flo. Again, looking to make sure that they're passing pretty quickly within their first 2 or 3 stall counts. Although that one is a little speculative, and Mandy Ung does really well to pluck that out of the sky. Quickly throws it down to Tash Main. She's looking, probably going for a dump to KP there. There we go, she centres a disc.
KP, the stack's too deep here.
Yeah, KP gesturing for them to come forward. To Caitlin O'Day, goes for a hut for Daff. She's going to get a second bid. Ooh.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Yeah.
So the disc was matched. Disc was matched by Evie Miller. Daff had a second go, but ran out a little bit of space in the sideline there. Yep, she'd already stepped out before she caught that.
And that's what happens when you've got your stack too deep, is you kind of run out of that space that you want to move into. So KP was trying to call it in, but by that point it was too late.
It's a bid from Tash Main, might be a foul call. Looks like Flo was perhaps tripped over Tash's shoe.
Get a really good angle of it here.
Yeah, I think her foot might have been tripped.
Yeah, I think on the second bid. So the question will be, did Flo have a second bid at it? I think it's probably fair enough. I'll have another look at it from this angle.
I'm really happy to see getting on the ground early. This is something that she's been building on last season, and I know she's been focusing on this season, getting on the ground, particularly on those defensive efforts. So
I think they're going to...
still working out the hand signals.
It's uncontested.
Uncontested foul. All right, so Flo bringing it in from the close sideline. Jackie going up line. Nikki was pretty close on that bid. Nice big fake to move Nikki across.
Karate kick.
Swings across to Flo to the middle of the field, who gets it across to Hannah Bradley, the lefty handler. And back to the middle to Fowler. Evie Miller making sure that the disc is secure with it getting on the ground. Up to Thea Pulbrook. And KP, the 2 Minginyu natives on each other. Thea's not... So we dump to Jackie, 1-2 with Thea. Across to Hannah on the other side. They're using that width really well. Speculative one. Oh, unfortunately, just floats out of bounds on the side.
Matonis has really impressed herself on the game early. I know it's early days, and Spicy haven't had a huge heap of the offense, but when they have, you're calling her name, you're calling Flo's name. I think we want to see her get really active in terms of give-go handler movement.
Yeah, absolutely. She's working her legs really well there, and equally impressive. Oh, second bid, not to be. And Jackie, there we go, races up to grab the disc on that corner. Not looking a little messy for Chile. Oh, and a quick flip to Flo. Is that going to be called a goal? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Jackie, very impressive. She only arrived on Australian soil about 3 weeks ago. So went straight into the training camp last weekend and really made an impression. And you can see she's probably going to be a real linchpin of this Chile offense this season.
Started playing with the Ohio State Fever, so out of America in 2015, which means, what's that, 8 years? 9 years now, so would know a thing or two about the game.
Yeah, for sure. US, very high level, lots of, even starting from high school, right through to college and club divisions. Cole's got the cap on and Caspian, giving some orders to his line.
As we see in the background, I've lost count. I think everyone's lost count of how many times Tom Ragaki's represented the Dingoes, but he's here checking it all out. Recently got the call up. Bit of Jordan's last dance about it, but anyway, Mish Phillips, lovely pull.
And Bina receives a disc, centres it to B, across to Audrey. Looks like Chile's put on a zone look, yeah. Says Kaos swinging across, trying to get around the cup, successfully going upfield to Jen Woods. Chile settling back in. But
yeah,
Kaos
they recovered well.
Not too troubled, yeah. Oh, Audrey goes for the backhand huck, lefty backhand, but Mish reading that a bit better than Gabby O'Connor and Jen Woods.
It's a bit disappointing to see from Kaos. They had so much of that on their terms. Like there was no stall count going on. They had a lot of space laterally. They were moving the disc really nicely. Probably a bit of a premature rush of blood to their head to stick it long.
Yeah, a bit of a decision error there. Meanwhile, Chile moving it up through Nicole Wong. And Danae is unmarked at the moment. She's got plenty of time. Nicole's there with Annie's coming in to put the mark on the dump. Nicole, again, she loves to use her legs.
Yeah. Love to add a little travel as well.
Yeah. And Zippers one through to Rue. Goes up line to Danae. Knocking on the door now. Jane makes a nice cut, but perhaps didn't complete it. A couple of Kaos players in the lane.
This is where you've got to dump. I mean, they get away with it there, and that's fantastic. But that would have been a 5 count at a minimum, probably closer to a 7. If that option isn't there, then you're really, really stuck, and you're kind of just in hit and hope territory at that point.
Yeah, certainly that wasn't the percentage play, but Chile make it work and a score's a score.
Yep.
So Jane's a pair of fresh legs. You can see her at number 29 there. She, I believe, was at work yesterday, so was joined Tomodachi today. So good to have her on field. She was captain of Zesty Chile, which was Chile's Div 2 team last year. So great to see Jane, Jane being selected onto the Div 1 team and getting a little bit of a different experience to last season. So on Chile's line, Kaos's line, we've got Gabby, Bina, Jill, B, Annie, Jen, might have been Hannah on that last one, but quite a strong and experienced offensive line. And Chile, we've got Evie, Christina, I think, hiding behind her. we've got Mickey D. Fowler, Kellen, Hannah Bradley, and Tash Langston. So you can hear Cole still barking orders. Probably time to get the disc up, really. And that's a nice pull from Fowler, originally from Colombia. And Bina to receive that pull. Get a little bit of a poachy look. I don't know if it's an outright zone, but certainly people in the lanes. Moves across to Annie, to Hannah, back to Annie. Throws over the top, but not high enough as Tash gets a pause on that one for a clean intercept catch. And Tash going downfield. Jill trying to catch up to put a bit of pressure on. Back to Evie Miller, who's one of their really reliable handlers. Evie's looking for the dump to Fowler, looking for the 1-2 to Evie. Oh, and that's a little bit high, but Evie makes it catch. Oh, and she blading shot to Christina over the stack.
That's real
big
courage.
plays by Evie there, yeah.
Yeah, you're going, I think we were talking about this earlier in another game. You're running head first into a pile of other human beings who might be charging right at you to try and get that disc. And you're a little bit blindsided because you're looking at the disc, not where you're running. Yeah, too much on that. Yeah, you could have had 3 or 4 Kaos players come in and make a bid on that, but I did like the style points. Caught it, whatever. And here's a little crossfield flick blade. Glad it completed. Look at this, just very cash. There you go, whatever. Ain't no thing. It ain't no thing. That's what I do.
Just how we roll the space and someone will catch it.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got B on the line with Gabby O'Connor, Tash Main, Mandy Ung, Ali Lim, KP, and Bina. For Chile, we've got Flo, Jules, Mish Phillips, Kaeda, Maddie Phillips, Jackie, and Hannah. Feels like a bit of intensity this game. What's the feeling on the ground, Abby?
Yeah, no, you're spot on. I mean, even though it's the last tournament, it is only a 2-day tournament. You still see legs in the players, and they want to get it's a lot of effort, whether it's travel or organisation of the tournament. You want to get every bit of goodness you can out of it. So yeah, they're absolutely, as you can just evidence by that bid. If people didn't care, you wouldn't be seeing bids like that. So both teams are having a genuine crack here.
Yeah, it's great to see. I think particularly for Kaos, being based in WA makes it pretty difficult to get across to a lot of lead-up events.
Oh, for sure.
Being interstate and being quite expensive, of course, cost prohibitive. So really valuing this opportunity early in the season to test themselves against some quality opposition. As Kaos marching up the field, we've got Bina on the doorstep. She's looking, KP's coming, but Jackie's in the lane there. So she dumps across to B. Oh, and Mandy all alone in the front of the end zone. And that's the Kaos score to bring it to 2-3. Plenty of high fives, but potentially a bit less energy than on yesterday's streams.
Yeah, well, the heat's actually, it doesn't look like it on the stream, but it is a little bit warmer than it's about. What is it? The high is 28. It's 27 degrees, so it's pretty muggy. Might just make it that little bit harder to get up and about.
Yeah, I think heat doesn't bother the WA teams too much, but the mugginess would. We don't really tend to get too humid over west.
Yep.
Not too many gloves out today, so we'll see if those conditions play a part. So very similar line for Chile. I guess it was a relatively quick point. We've got some tall players. We've got Mish Phillips, Tash, and Nikki Dunmore on the line at the moment.
So is Mickey, did she move to Melbourne, or is she just picking up from, because she's South Australian, right?
Yeah, so she's still based in Adelaide, but she is committed to playing with Spicy Chile for the entire season. So she's been attending all the tournaments. Gotcha. I think she's planning to come down to a couple of training camps, depending on her schedule. But no, she is committed to cheerlead this season.
Yeah, I'd take her even if she didn't commit to any of that. It'd be a handy pickup.
Yeah, for
She
sure.
goes, yeah, you know what? I'll play. I'll rock up from day 2 onwards. Yeah, Mickey, it's fine. Do what you want.
No, I think particularly helpful.
Weapon.
Yeah, and I think particularly helpful for her prep into the Barramundis campaign, as Kaeda and Misha both on that same team. So Chile marching it up already, halfway down the field. Mickey D looking for flow. Not sure if that's going to stay in bounds. No. And Nikki Ma makes sure of it. A fantastic downfield defender for Kaos. She reads the play really well, peels off the play and supports everyone else. So faking the big. Nice inside over to Becca, one of our regional players from Bustleton. Becca, a couple of fakes. Cross field to May. That's beautiful. Daff also there to help. May looking for that zippy forehand hut to Tash, and she's knocking on the doorstep, just waiting for the cavalry to arrive. Back to May. Just setting up now. Looking for a dump in Caitlin. Nice gesturing to get her in the spot that she likes. Caitlin looking for that backhand around. Nikki D kind of patrolling a little bit on the mark, putting pressure there. Just an open side throw to Tash Main. Marked by Flo. Who wants that space? No one really seemingly attacking it. Just a small little flip to Ali Lim. Oh, who fakes the hammer. Oh, and she does a cross-field backhand all the way to Tash Main. Oh, caught the disc, but just out of bounds. And interestingly, Tash actually flipped that one to Ali and then went all the way across to the break side of the field. So using her legs well there. Look at that full extension. Great effort. Oh, and Jackie wasted no time. That huck. Oh, of course you'd huck that to Mickey D. And she's a third of the way to the end zone, all the way to Kaeda. Some fatigued legs.
Sit up.
Is it going to stay? And it's a goal called by Tash.
Spectacular.
Well
I mean, look, you wouldn't have wanted to push it much further, but in terms of flow, that is perfect. If I'm Chile and I'm looking at this point in my season and going, right, that's one of our primary plays. Not a get out of jail play, but like, okay, there have been a few turns in this point. We need to go with something reliable. This put is absolutely lace out. Didn't have to break stride. Yes, it's Michaela. She's an exceptional receiver. But even if that's a 4-foot handler, they don't have to break stride, and the defender had no chance. This one, a little bit closer, but still so much separation. So much room either side. They're not squeezing it in a corner. That's a really, really nice point.
Yeah, I think inspired perhaps by the Tokyo Mavericks, a really pinpoint huck, and they had set up the offense very well to really leave that back space to run into. So, I mean, keep an eye for the matchup between Tash and Kaeda. I remember at last year's Club Nationals, there was special recognition from a Tash from Mish Phillips in our Spirit Circle. She said that no one had caused so much trouble for Kaeda at all during her time in Australia. So Tash trying to put the stops on Kaeda. We'll see how that plays out for the rest of the game.
I like it. Grudge match. Just in terms of conditions, Breeze starting to kick up now, and it's a right to left. So if you were had to pick which team's going upwind, right now it'd be Kaos. Probably not what you want to hear. You see that? Those discs sitting up now, so both teams will have to adjust.
Yeah, I don't think Kaos will mind that. In fact, one of the little quotes that Kaos has, just on the underside of our shirts, is "Wind is a gift." And gifting it is. Venus taking that and wrapping it in a bow, in a lovely present, and flip to Jen on that lovely second cut from Annie. Wind is a gift, and Kaos are wrapping it in a big bow and saying thank you very much.
They sure are. I mean, that's the last 2 points. It's like we're watching the start of game one of the start of a tournament. You know, in terms of fatigue or bad decision making or poor cuts or anything like that, none of that's happening. You know, it's been fantastic, fantastic structures, fantastic decision making, and good all round play.
Yeah, lovely to see. Again, that big lefty backhand huck. Annie in prime position. Jen, fantastic receiver. You can always trust her in the end zone. Beautiful. All right, so we've got Crystal Peel from Bunbury. We've got Mandy, KP, Daff O, Tashmain, Ali Lim, and Mazin. So a couple of players staying on the line here to put on that defensive pressure. And we've got Jackie, Fowler, Evie, Thea. Might have a Mingunu match-up again. And off with the pool, Mazin. Jackie to pick up, really anchoring this offense. Immediately, Flo goes in that upline pocket. Tash on Flo today. Oh, and Mazin! What a massive block! Just baited that throw, knew it was coming on the inside and slapped that down into the grass. KP picking up now, marked by Jackie. Lovely inside throw to Daff O. Pinpoint, and Daff backhand there to Mandy, doesn't quite connect, just a little bit low. Flo centres it to Hannah Bradley. And nice one upfield to Thea. Oh, and Thea puts a very casual flick hut to Kellen Lowry, but doesn't quite come off and bounces off. We've got KP picking up. Evie on the mark here. See what she can do. Mazin goes up line. Ali Lim for the dump. Oh, Chile have done well to that congestion. Oh, Chile have done very well to stop those first, second, and third looks. Oh. Evie goes long. Got Rude.
Is it going to stay in?
I think it did stay in, but got into the space there.
Yeah, something that's going to be interesting once we get towards kind of the third and final parts of these games, the quarters of these games, is both teams are running and gunning. And what I mean by that is when there's a turn, they're not giving a lot of time to reset their offense. So as soon as there's a turnover, it's probably not more than 3 seconds until the teams are playing again. Mm-hmm. Now, that's great. And at times, if you've got a strategic advantage in terms of where the numbers are, go for it. But once you do that 7 or 8 times in a row, there's not a lot of time to... I think we're going to have a foul here.
Yep.
You're not going to... and they're going to have a chat about it because I don't think they see the world the same way on this one.
Well, it was a pretty quick uncontested from Fowler, I thought.
Oh, it was uncontested. Okay.
Yeah,
No. I think...
Oh, maybe she's demonstrating something.
Yeah, correct. But yeah, I think you're going to start to see some pretty weary, tired players if they start doing that or keep doing it.
Yeah, potentially.
Bang.
Oh, and a big boost from Tash. Ali Lim chasing it down. Oh, fortunately, a little bit too far in front, but I like that from Tash. She's been working on her throwing clearly in this off-season. And Ali's got the thumbs up. She's doing all right, but certainly some laboured breaths there from both sides. And time to have a breather now with May just slowly strolling up to the disc. Oh, sorry, Jackie strolling to the disc. So Tash has got the match-up on Flo. Up to Fowler.
Another one going.
Another big huck. Well, we've got KP in the space, Evie in the space, Mandy in the space with the Kaos sandwich. Oh, and Kaos managed to bring it down. Or KP running to the disc again, like you said, Angie. Some just run and gun, just wanting to get the disc moving quickly before defense set. And up to Ali Lim, who falls over to ensure that's a completion. Swings across to May, who brings it across the field to Daff. Looks for that backhand. Not on, goes for that safe jump option to May, although a little bit of pressure from Jackie. Again, across the far end of the field to Ali. Fakes the big, but nice easy under there for Crystal. Up to Ali, working it way a bit more further than halfway, and a big hut from Ali, but that was a poor decision with Flo already in that lane. Oh, I don't know if there's some timeouts coming, but certainly some tired legs. Oh, hang on.
Violation? I think it's a violation of some sort. I think it's one of those ones where maybe it isn't a violation, but everyone's more than happy just to take 15 seconds to have a breather. Let's talk about if there is a violation.
And Jackie not needing a breather at all, going straight for that layout save, but unfortunately through the fingers of Ruru. May picking up quickly and going for Daff in the end zone. Oh, I think that's a score. Oh, hang on. There's a call somewhere. See if you're waving hands and maybe a pick signal.
The question will be...
Play.
Yeah.
Looks like it's coming
Must
back
have
to
been very early on. Yeah, so that was the drop.
Oh, here, Fowler on Ollie Lim. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not affecting the play. But anyway.
Well, they've decided to go back, and Mandy instead pulls it
Poor
down.
Hannah.
I'm sure.
Fingertips away from both of them.
No, absolutely. No, great defensive effort by Hannah to stay on that side of the player. But I think everyone will be glad to take a breath after that. High fives all round between the two teams. Oh, pretty good hops. And she might have deflected that into Mandy's hands, actually.
Yeah.
No, great effort from both teams to really stick it out and keep pushing with that run and gun.
Yeah, I mean they're not mucking around, but it is at the same time it is a half-hour game. So if this was 90 minutes of picking up or catching Ds and turning straight away, you're going to get some really sore bodies. So maybe it's not going to be that big a deal. But if they, you mentioned earlier, if we're not tightening lines, but say some players have been injured or can't play or have had to leave, you're going to see the same names going to the line each time. And so that kind of has a compounding impact because they're not getting rest, they're not getting time to recover.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is when, although early in the season, I think strength and conditioning might have a bigger part to play. And strength and conditioning has certainly been a bit of a focus for Kaos over the last 2-3 years. So certainly last season comments from the other club were that we were looking very fit and looking like we had plenty of legs. So Kaos still working very hard with the strength and conditioning program this year. So hopefully they can run out those longer 90-minute games at Nationals. So got Kellen Lowry picking up. Nice open throw to Thea. Swings it across to Tash. Oh, who goes for a big hut to Jules Kabai, who jumps it in. And very interestingly, we had Kaeda, Nikki Dunmore, and Mish Phillips on that line, who were not involved directly in the play. And I can see Kellen, Tash, Thea, not traditionally players who are behind the disc for Chile, but certainly adding some extra strings to their bow and making quick work of the Kaos defense. Very, very impressive.
Agreed, and it's great to see, using all the players and all those players bringing energy, bringing their full effort to the very last game of the day, of the tournament. So, Avril, in terms of the calendar from here, because I'm a bit rusty, I've been out the game a little while. So we're in January. All these teams will have their respective regional qualifiers towards Feb, is that
February.
right?
Yeah, usually mid to end Feb. So there'll be Western Regionals for Kaos, and then there'll be Shruck or VUC for the Victorian teams. That is in Bendigo this year. And then on Chile's calendar, we've got Canberra Cup, which is happening beginning of March. And then Nationals proper will be in April.
Yeah.
Kaos won't have that additional tournament to warm up. This will be their major warm-up tournament. They'll have their Western Regionals in February, although there's not usually too many female matching teams. So really valuing this experience, as I said earlier. So we've got B with the disc, a nice gainer to Gabby. Back to Bina. He's gesturing under. Hannah Tan obliges Bina. Bina calling for it back, of course. And she's on the doorsteps now. Jen's in the area. Gabby's on the fat side, but puts her off. Safe dump to Annie. Floated. Gave it some height. B had it in and out of her hands. A little bit of a lofty throw. I'm not sure if the wind pushed that up a little.
I think it just came down right on her head. It was kind of that awkward read.
All right, Mish Phillips with the disc. Throws to Danae in the centre of the field. Back across to Mish, who needed to lay out to save. on that far sideline. Oh, across to Thea with a lot of heat from Jill too, who's hunting that block. And down to Mish, still on that sideline. Oh, and nice gainer to Nick Wong, who's now knocking on the door. Just looking, everyone's just repositioning at the moment. Just play patient.
That's
lovely
perfect.
Swing across to Mish Phillips. Marked by Gabby O'Connor. Oh, and a big one up the top. And Thea Poolbrook pulls it down before the line against Jill too, who was in the vicinity. And Thea will be very happy to get that score against her old team. In fact, playing against Kaos was the thing that Thea was looking most forward to this tournament.
Taking it a full extension as well, needed to, because it was running out of space. I liked what Chile did in terms of resetting it right to the top. Mish's shot over a bit of a messy stack. Maybe not something you take all the time. Just given they had put so much focus on having discipline in their red zone. But as we've said, all that gets recorded as a stat, as a goal in the score column. So power to her.
Yeah, and to be fair, Thea had the deep space and also the high
there was an advantage
so
there.
Probably a bit of trust there too. A lot of people standing around at the moment. Is there a bit of a timeout? It's not half yet.
There is. No,
German
it's
Shepherd?
6-4. Yeah. It's got a ball.
Looks like there's a timeout, although Kaos may not have been aware of it. Caspi's out like a light at the moment. Cole's carrying a pretty heavy load.
I think we've got 6-4, but the teams are looking to us, as in ULTI.TV, for these answers.
You can see Mike pointing.
Yeah. It might be a friendly tournament, but it's not friendly enough that we're not, not keeping scores. We're keeping scores, right? There needs to be a winner and a loser. And the losers need to be unhappy.
Yeah, and I think Spice is really in prime position at the moment. I think Kaos is really going to need to up the ante. Oh, another little black one.
Happy little poodle.
Pass. I guess the other thing is, Chile having a couple of fresh legs today, and perhaps a slightly larger roster might make a bit of a difference too, tail end.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, the game clock is continuing to go, so...
see KP talking to Cole at the moment.
They really are.
There's a lot of discussion going on.
How many coaches and officials does it take to keep a score?
We did have Nick Cara, who's on crutches and moon boots, keeping score of the other Chile games. Maybe she's one to go to. I think Kaos might have started on the right end zone. Am I right, Andy?
I can't remember what happened last point, Avril. I'm cooked. I may have stayed out a little bit late last night, so this heat and this humidity is just... we've got the ULTI.TV four-wheel drive here, the van, and I think I might just duck in there before we pack up, just have a little 15-minute kip after this game.
Yeah, it sounds like a good plan, Andy. I think you've done a tremendous job this weekend hosting. I know it's pretty hard trying to coordinate with us sand ropers over west.
No, thank you. It's sharing the load made it a lot better. So we're trying to work this out. Mike's involved directing traffic now, which is always a concern.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident Kaos started on the right end zone, so there's been a score miss somewhere here. Kaos still a bit puzzled and trying to work things out.
I mean, Hot Chili are ready to go.
Don't see a lot of, well, I guess Cole is the Chile representative here, but
yeah,
a lot of discussions.
Well,
see what it means to Kaos to get this right, though. Like I said, the only real opportunity for a leading tournament to play against some quality opposition. But looks like they're getting across. to the line.
Yeah, so in another first, I think it's been my third first here. They are agreeing on 6-4. They are treating what's just happened then as half, but they will swap ends and O&D the next point. And
right,
if you ask
Frisbee
me
purists
why,
look away.
yeah. If you ask me why, I'm just going to hang up the cans because I have no idea. But that's what they've negotiated. So go figure. But I think what they're trying to do is adhere to as many of the rules as possible without mucking us around, because we do only have 20 minutes of Ultimate left this weekend when we want to get the most out of it. And also want to keep to the rules as much as possible. So
yeah, that would have been a pretty lengthy timeout with all the discussions.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that Kaos can just focus back in on the field and the point in the disc now, instead of thinking about all those external things, which sometimes you can get a bit mentally derailed.
Yeah,
and
good point.
Big pull from Mish, and he receives that on the far sideline, centres it to B, looking for Bina, but Hannah's closed up the lane pretty well. We've got Audrey Chen on the close sideline. Lefty handler having to go backwards.
Stack's way too deep.
Yeah.
Stack's way too deep.
Across to
Unless
Bina.
they're running an ISO. Do they run ISOs?
I'm not sure what's going on. I think very early in the offense season. Interestingly, for the last 2 seasons, Kaos has been focusing. That's a high stall pressure throw to the ground. For the last 2 seasons, Kaos has been mainly playing a hex on offense. So kind of transitioning out of that hex this season. I've seen them do a couple of horrors and some split stacks in some live streams yesterday. So potentially still just adjusting to some newer structures here. And he's got some great pressure on that dump on Fowler, but they get it inside throw to the front of stack in Christina. A little dishy to Mish, who again goes for a high one over the top to Hannah Bradley, who manages to grab that before she runs out of space. A very similar throw to the one up the other end of the
She's quick, Hannah. She's so quick.
And poor Jill again in that defensive space, although this time the height match was a bit more even.
So now we are switching ends, switching O&D. Again, just don't ask us why. Just roll with it. GBO. Tamagotchi. What's it called? Tomodachi?
Tomodachi.
Yep. All friends. Yep. Good vibes only. It's a nice throw. It keeps the game interesting as well. Let's not forget there is a score. There are winners and losers, and this one's like majority of the games. It's going to get pretty close if Kaos can put a couple breaks in. Still plenty of time left in the game. Still 17 minutes. Couple breaks, and you never know.
Yeah, they're certainly still in it. I think the last couple of points really relying on the handler movement, similar to yesterday in that the handlers and their downfield, the connections weren't quite there yet. So we'll see if they can get a few more of those connections, and then I think they'll be in pretty good flow and slotting in some hopefully very efficient points.
All right. So we've now changed ends for half, and it will be Kaos receiving, so they won't have to get the stop. It will be Kaos receiving because we've swapped ends, and we're away for technically the second half.
So similar
Great
pull
rundown.
before, similar pull left to right, but Kaos moving across quickly. Oh, and Ali Lim going for a big backhand hut to Jen Woods in prime position. Knocking on the door. Oh! Mandy managed to rescue out for about 8 bobbles. And back to Bina.
Be calm.
Just
be calm.
Be
calm.
Can Kaos tidy up that offense, because it's got players everywhere and defenders everywhere at the moment. Mandy calling for a stack. Oh, Tash. Almost with that beard. Nice and patient. Well done, Kaos.
Well done. That was really good patience. Especially after a bobble, you can panic and your teammates can panic, and then even if you recover the bobble, you make a dumb decision. The fact that everyone just took a breath, you had Brereton out wide. She was actually poached the entire time. Now, she wasn't going to be catching it in a damaging position, but even something like that, you can see it finally she gets used. And it was very clever play by Bina. I think Bina was probably the difference there, because she had it, she got it back, did a little jink cut, that one right there. That's a lovely, easy throw. A little bit of pressure, but she was fine. I'm curious about Bina. I've never met her. I don't know her from a bar of soap, but does she ever not smile playing Frisbee? All I'm seeing her do, whenever I look, I'm like, that woman is having fun. She is having fun, even if she's trailing her player, and it's been a 3-minute point in 36 degrees. I'm like, she's smiling. She's having a good time.
Absolutely. Bina, we'll call her a real character on the Perth scene in the most loving way. She just loves playing Frisbee.
Yeah, see, Avril, the term you've used there is quite loaded, so I'm going to drill in on that. What's that mean?
Look, Bina is a very talented player, as you can see. She uses her legs. She's got hardly any weaknesses. I think,
hey,
she's...
Can you come here for a sec? I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Oh, there's a Japanese Spitz.
Hold that.
Don't know where his friend is today.
Just hold that gently there. You've been described as an interesting character. What's that mean?
I often say the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit on the gutter.
That fits, okay.
I'm not nice to people. I tell people exactly what they need to hear and don't want to hear.
Oh, you sound great. Okay, cool.
I love it, Bina.
Nice
that is a classic Bina response.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, Avril's down with that, so...
All right, thanks, Avril. Nice to
Thanks,
talk to
Bina.
you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah, she doesn't
Building
slice the words, does
friendships.
she?
No, it doesn't muck around. You know where you stand. That's hilarious.
And that was just before we knew it, Chile had just moved it downfield, and a big huck. Who else but Jackie Matonis?
She's having a stellar game. I mean, she's had a good tournament, but I think for some reason noticing more of her impact in this game than the previous games that we'd streamed. She's running to the disc. She's putting it more. She's being more of a presence. And her throws are bang on.
Yeah, didn't break straight at all, Flo. May was pretty hot on her tail, but she had that line. All right, so 9-5 now. Spicy pulling away. See what Kaos can do here. So we've got Audrey, Bina, Hannah, Jill, Annie, Jen, B for Kaos. Jane, Chris, Kellen, Emanya, Nicole, Evie, and I didn't quite catch the last player there on the line. But a slightly less experienced line for Chile coming on. Hopefully they can still bring that pressure like they have the whole game. And there we go, Bina's picking up the disc, centre to Jill. Across to Bina again. Chile bringing on that zone. Kaos looking to get around the zone rather than through it at this point. Down. Nice gainer to Jen Woods. A little bit of a foul there. No contest by Manya. Back to B. Centres it to Jill again. We've got Bina on that wide, which she hits. But no one coming into that space for the continue. Maybe those weary legs affecting that popping now. Back to Jill. Again, Kaos opting to throw the disc around and get around, although now B gets through the cup 1-2 with Annie. Annie Jessup getting in the red zone now. Centres to Jill. Oh, he puts one up. It's a little bit high.
Bang.
Oh, but Jen Woods manages to grab that just ahead of Jules Caballo, Chile. Well done. Kaos. 5, no, it'll be 6-9, right? I'm not sure about the score here. It's all over the shop.
Yeah, 6-9, we're pretty sure. That was a nice one. And a special shout out to the grandfather of Australian Ultimate, John Greenfield, just keeping it real on the feed.
Love
Welcome,
Greenie.
John. We've got a lot of time for Greenie. What was that name? What was the name of the dude? I think it was Old Testament. and he was really Methuselah. You ever heard of Methuselah?
Oh, Old Testament, maybe challenging me.
Yeah. Look, I'm not the world's best Christian either, but I'm pretty sure there was a guy named Methuselah in the Old Testament. He was like 900 years old. Yes, John O'Greenfield, the Methuselah of Australian Ultimate. He'll be playing as long as LeBron is playing in the NBA. I think they've got a bit of a deal going as LeBron and Jono. John's like they have a chat end of each season, and LeBron goes, "You going around again, John?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "No worries, I'll do the same." And both of them putting up big, strong numbers when it counts. So shout out to Greenie. Cannot get enough of you as a player or a bloke, mate.
No, absolutely not. And really looking for that fountain of eternal youth, Greenie. So if you got any tips, please share them in the chat.
I think he said yoga. But also, I think he's like retired. I'm not even joking. I think he's like semi-retired, so it must be nice.
Yeah, I think yoga and meditation, if I'm not wrong. So that pool lands way out of bounds in the middle of the adjacent field. Ali, some cheeky eyebrows there.
And speaking of Jono, from obviously from Newcastle, where a few people are built different up there, but they are hosting the Gold Cup next weekend. I believe the ULTI.TV team will be there, bringing it to you live, which is fantastic. So you'll get to see Jono, Ryan Davey, all those I-Beam, as well as the female teams in action. Can't wait to bring it to you.
The ULTI.TV team working. Yeah, the ULTI.TV team working very hard on consecutive weekends. And just before I forget, I saw a Spitz and a big bull mastiff on that close-up shot of Maddie Phillips earlier. So Chile marching it up the line, ready to Jules Kabai to flow. They're a couple of metres outside the end zone now.
This could just about seal it here.
Yeah, Jules comes in for the fill.
Don't get beaten open side.
I'm not sure. There's not really a stack to speak of.
Yeah.
Oh, and that high release to flow doesn't come off. Kaos with a chance here. Ali Lim picking up the disc. It's a vert stack for Kaos. I don't think I've seen that too much in this game. Mandy Young out wide in the back corner. Dunks to Daff, but just through a little bit behind her.
Yeah, but that was the absolute right option as well. You know, we've been talking about using the width. Hannah's excellent. Again, and that one looking good out of the hand. Hannah's got that throw, that inside-out flick. But again, with the breeze kicking up a little bit, those discs aren't going to sit up the way that they were at the start of the game.
I feel like we've Kaos have brought up the disc several times in this position and haven't been too successful with getting it down. See what KP can do. KP and Ali very experienced handlers, although I don't think they've played together too much on the same line previously. Oh, Jules Kabai with a massive layout block. I think that was one of her aims for this tournament, so good to see Jules getting it done in the last game of the tournament. Mish Phillips, up line to flow. Did she get it?
I think that's a goal. I think so.
Yeah, Mandy's calling it a goal, KP's calling it a goal. Whew, I think
it was closer than...
out of bounds, yeah.
If I was Kaos, not that you can go to a VAR yet, Mike, I'm joking, I wouldn't mind taking another look at that.
Yeah, the first bid she had, she was in bounds, but
of course,
she caught it on that second bid, and she might have been out of bounds. That's fantastic.
I think her feet were planted first.
Yeah. And she almost caught it as she fell with that second bid.
Yeah.
I think Mandy was very definitive signaling that goal straight away.
Yeah, I want to get at least one layout and Epic D game for Evie Miller. So
that was Jules Kabai, actually. With that layout
all right, well, Jules stole Evie. Oh, Jules Kabai, layout D, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Jules showing Evie how it's done. Yeah, you could see Flo's feet had contact. So wherever you first made contact, it doesn't matter if you slide out or anything like that. So fair enough.
Although she does have to demonstrate control of the disc.
Yes.
And we've got Mish with the pull. Gets a fair way down the field. Well received by Jill, who gets it immediately down to B. B, Jill and Bina staying in the backfield at the moment. Classic combo. Audrey Chen's been pushed up. And Jen Woods, nice attack. 2 hands to secure that grab. Cross to Gabby O'Connor to Bina, and she's going to put it long. Audrey Chen, what? She's in the receiver space? Come on, Odds. Oh, just a little over her head. Audrey Chen, more known for her handler, and in fact, she was the disc skills coach last season after being out with an ankle injury for the better part of 18 months or 2 years, I think. So good to see Audrey back on the national stage. Fortunately, didn't quite have the read on that one. All right, let's see what Kaos can do. Hopefully, Jen can put plenty of pressure on Mish Phillips here, bringing it up. Oh, lovely.
Dang.
Oh, snaffled up by Bina, that inside throw straight across to Jen. And who have we got? Bina. Bina's running. She wants it. Oh, Jen can't quite get around the big mark of Mish Phillips. B's coming.
Good patience.
Safe dump and to Bina.
Yeah, one way or another, Bina was scoring that goal.
Yeah. No, Bina's an absolute queen.
Yeah,
And,
I'm a little scared of her now after that interview, I'll be honest. But anyway. She's always smiling, right? But she's got these kind of crazy eyes. Even behind the sunnies, I'm like, you got these crazy eyes that kind of freaking me out. So, yeah, different operator by the sounds of things. But also one that you get good teammate vibes, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Bring something a bit different, maybe some different responsible drinking games on the team bonding nights and things like that. Seems like
there's
she's
a couple of
living a good life.
Yeah, a couple of off-field initiatives, shall I say, that we have at Kaos, but I don't think I should share them on the broadcast today.
Yeah, like, just so you know, like, everyone can tell, like, your silences are really loaded, right? So I know I'm onto something here. That's why I keep, like, needling it a bit, because it sounds like there's a bit more to this story that maybe if we do a night game, an after dark game, we get on past 9 o'clock, we can get a little fruitier. But anyway, back to the game, 7-10.
Well, all I can say is Bina is a fantastic person, fantastic player, so go and get to know her.
Excellent.
All right.
We've got 3 minutes left.
All right. 7-10. I don't know if Case is going to make up too much ground in 3 minutes, but who knows, like you said, a big Callahan, and Callahan shirt might be on offer. Oh, is that a drop? Oh, no one's questioning it, though.
No, but she's smiling. That was a dropped pull. Come on, KP. This doesn't lie. Oh,
come on, KP. Oh, Thea against her Minganu native matchup on the doorstep. Oh, and that's a score to Fowler.
Well, while we're on the topic of Minganu,
yes.
It's known as the Grain Centre. There's a giant weak stalk sculpture, affectionately known as Big Ears by the locals. If possible, I'd love to be able to see that pool reception team because I'm not 100% sure Flo caught that. I think that landed on her foot. But anyway, in the meantime, giant wheat stalk sculpture, Big Ears at Cecil Newton Park, is the main street of the town, emphasising the importance of wheat farming in the area. And the attractions in Minganu are many spectacular displays of wild flowers between July and early October. Varieties include everlastings, hackias, banksias, and grevilleas. And that's kind like it gets pretty light on. Like the Wikipedia article doesn't give you much. You got the football club, hockey club, netball club, tennis club, cricket club, turf club, karate club, bowls club, and golf club.
Yeah, all the classics of regional Australia.
Hey, KP, how many pubs are in Minganu? Yeah, one pub town.
Probably no traffic lights either. Another golden retriever up the back. Oh, and another on both ends.
Do you go to hang out at the Big Ears, the giant wheat grain sculpture? KP's a big fan of the wheat grain sculpture in the centre of town.
Great. Next on my to-do list.
That's where she used to go as a teenager. Bottle of box of Fruit Alexia. Yep.
All right, we've got Jill on the disc. Chili out with the
time cap.
Zone. Oh, poached by Mish. B beat her to that one. Looking long. Is there an option? No. Holsters. B always very safe and reliable with the disc. points, tells Jill to go the other way, but Jill throws it back to her instead. Sneaks one through the two defenders. Again,
really
mostly
good flow.
handler movement. Yeah, still mostly handler movement. Not much connection with the downfield. Gets one through to Annie. A little bit again. Ooh, that middle through to Audrey might have been on, but B snuffles it through. Audrey! Oh, B not. Just landed between the two of them.
I think it was good work.
Mish gets to go quickly.
The counts weren't getting high. You know,
no.
If you're getting high counts, then start pushing it. But yeah, it was 90% of that was really good. Here we go.
Oh, massive one from Mickey, but that's a real blade across.
Yeah, that's a tough one to read.
Yeah. All right, back to B. Upfield to Annie. There we go. Through to Jen, who's one of the receivers. Match against Mickey Dunwall. Also misses it, but floats out the back. Gabby wasn't quite there to pick up the scraps.
Yeah, it's good work to avoid contact, both players, because they were both going for the disc at the same space there. So that was good play from both players.
Yeah, very spirited with good body control. And, that's a lofty one, but Mish Phillips protects the drop zone with her body well there. Danae coming in for the fill, gets looked off. Nicole Wong doing the same. Oh, that's a nice one. Nice break to Danae, who looks for the big, but there's no one home for Chile. Geez, when we've gone past our game time of 60 minutes now, and these weary legs really weighing everyone down. So we've got Jules Kabay going to pick up the disc. Again, not one of their usual kind of handlers who picks up. But I'd like to see what Jules can do here. A lot of chat, a lot of talking. Nikki, it's Kaos's point, of course. So B to Bina. Shoots one through to Audrey Chen. A little one through to Annie, and looks like Kaos are actually going to be using their legs for this point to score. Nice save by Jill, who gets down on the ground to save that one. Across to Bina.
Oh, hand block.
Oh, and was looking for Jill, but Christina Van gets a lively hand lock on that inside shot. Nicole Wong picking up, trying to get things going quickly for Chile. Dumps to McKay Dummel, who goes for the big lefty backhand. Mish Phillips is in the area, Tash Langston's in the area, and Mish just snaffles that from in front of Annie Jessup. And I think that's going to be time.
I'm pretty sure that will bring this game and this tournament now to a conclusion. Spicy take it over Kaos, 11-7. Nice game, nice couple of comebacks mounted from Kaos, but Spicy ultimately showing a bit more class with their more experienced players. That is it from us. I would like to thank everyone who helped put this tournament together. Michelle Phillips, Cater, the ULTI.TV team, Mike, Rex, Faust, special appearance from Fusto, Avril, Eliza, Alicia, Fraser, for all your commentary help, especially those commentating in either different states or in different languages. As I mentioned, the ULTI.TV team will be coming to you next weekend from Newcastle for Gold Cup to see Greenie run around for the 40th time. But apart from that, from us, we hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you next week.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and fund our work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
ULTI.TV